Hello everybody, this is Jill with Greenwood Girl Cards. Welcome back to my channel. I hope while you're here, if you like what you're seeing, that you'll give me a thumbs up and subscribe and like my videos. Share them if you would to help me grow my channel. It helps me bring additional content to you. I am here today to do kind of a second episode of Saturday Morning Makes for the weekend. I had shared some doll cards for Saturday Morning Makes this week using some beautiful papers from Iralamija shop. I am doing a promotion for Betty's shop this month, and there's a discount code JILLAPR15, all one word, all caps, that gets you 15% off all of her new files in her shop. So be sure and take advantage of that between April 1st and April 30th. We have one more week or 10 more days before that's done. And be sure to go and take a look at this episode with all the little doll cards. I did post a reel and a short, I believe, here on YouTube, but a reel over on Instagram of all the doll cards, including the ones I made a couple weeks ago. I am coming on today because I want to share a Stamp Ambassador post for Dianna Marcum's Recipe Stamp Club. I am a Stamp Ambassador along with a wonderful group of women, and I enjoy receiving Dianna's stamps. I'm so happy that she came back to doing stamps. She is an artist, a world-renowned artist, but she has been an artist with ADORNit for many years, doing embroidery and cross-stitch and different things with them. And luckily, they decided to bring her stamps back. And this is my second year as a Stamp Ambassador, the second year that she's had stamps coming out with ADORNit. And this particular release is a little bit late. This is, I believe, the March release. And you probably have seen my sweet friend Jen, Strawberry Cream 39, and Marilyn G, I believe, have already shared this on their YouTube channels. But I'm going to, just in case some of you haven't seen them, I'm going to show you the stamps. Here you can see Dianna's name, and this is www.adornit.com. That is the website where you can purchase them a la carte, or what we like to call open stock. But you can also go to recipestampclub.com, and that will take you into their ordering process through their Facebook marketplace shop. And you can order your stamp, join the club there and order the items that you want to have come to you from the availability of what's in the club. There's usually a stamp set and add-on, and I'm not sure, I don't think they're doing the papers anymore at all. So it's just a stamp and an add-on for the Recipe Club, I think, unless they added the additional stamps that they do into that. I'm not sure, but you'd have to go through the order process to find out. So I'm going to show you the stamps. This is actually for March of 2024. We're almost to the end of April, and we're going to actually have new April stamps that should be delivered this week. So I'll be doing another video fairly shortly. But let's go ahead and look at these stamps. Here's this first one. I love this one. This has this adorable little scalloped circle around this cute little pup that is celebrating a birthday with a wonderful birthday cake. He's got a party hat on, and it's just such a sweet image, okay? That is adorable. I had to stamp that one out right away. The Recipe Stamp Club set is this People Puppy Chow, and if you've never had this recipe, it is so yummy. It is delicious. I have a friend that makes various Chex mixes at Christmas time every year, and I have had this one before, and it is delicious. And she has called it People Puppy Chow. And it has this cute little puppy with his little paws holding his bone that he's chomping on. It's got an additional bone up here and a little paw print. And if you saw Miss Marilyn G's video, she took the paw print and did some secondary stamping across the recipe. Because if anybody knows puppies, they leave paw prints and messes everywhere they go. But it's so cute. So be sure to go to Marilyn's channel. I did share her video in my community tab also. But I love what she did, and I had so much fun playing with this, and I'll show you how I used it in a few minutes. But this is the actual recipe stamp for March. Then we have the add-on set, and this one has this sweet little image of the party animals. It's 3 little puppies gallivanting in their little party hats. And then you have this image again, and I tried popping it up, just so you know. I stamped it twice, and so I stamped this onto a piece of cardstock, and then I stamped this one and colored it, cut it out, and then I layered it over this one. But I will say they are just slightly different sizes. I think if I go like this, you can see that this one is a little bigger. So you should really stamp this one if you want to paper piece it. Just stamp this one again, not this one, because this one is slightly smaller. So just to let you know, for those of you that paper piece and you know, do different things, it's good to know that this one is a little bit smaller. And I think Jen mentioned that too, that she thought it was a bit smaller. And then here's his happy birthday pup with the big bone in his mouth that says happy birthday. This can be cut away from the stamp if you want. And when you cut around the part where the muzzle is, it just makes it look like there's a bite out of the bone. So this is very versatile. You can cut this away. And I did do that on one of the cards that I'm going to show you. And then the last thing it has on this one is it says, how old is that in dog years, which is a cute sentiment. And then there's another paw print here. So this is the recipe stamp and then the add-on, if you will. And then you have this additional circle stamp. And I don't know if this one is just available a la carte or if it's available as part of the club. I'm not sure. And then last but not least, the 6x8 stamp, the kind of the open stock stamp has these two cute dogs in it. One is a girl and one is a boy. And I love how the boy has his little bow tie and she has her bow in her hair. So both of these are so, so cute. And then I love these little quilted ones. There's 3 little pups, and each one has a quilt in the background. So I think this would be really fun for a big mini slimline or a big slimline card to have all 3 of the quilts and puppies on it. And then I loved this image. This one has a little ladybug and the puppy is looking down at the ladybug, and it's Ladybug Week for 2 Crafters 1 Design. So I am going to put this video up also with the hashtag 2 Crafters 1 Design, which my sweet friend Melissa of Mo Creations, my friend Gloria of Girlia Cards, and my friend Lisa of UCY I'm a Diva, they host 2 Crafters 1 Design every weekend, just like I host Saturday Morning Makes. And they always do a theme to theirs. I do mine open stock, meaning you can post any type of art you want, any theme, anything that you're creating. That allows anybody to post anytime. And then they always give a theme out, which is fun because sometimes you just don't know what to create. So you can always go and to one of their channels and see what theme the current week is and what the theme is for the following week. And that gives you 2 jump off points. Plus, of course, there's all the other people out there that are doing hashtags. But I love this open stock stamp. It's just adorable. This entire release is so, so sweet. And I had so much fun playing with it. Oh my goodness. So those are the Dianna Marcum Recipe Stamp Club offerings for March, as well as I believe the open stock. And then I'm going to show you some of the pieces oh my goodness, the supplies that I used to create the cards that I'm going to show you. I used the 6x6 mega pad called Farmhouse Summer. This is a Cartabella paper pad. So it's by Cartabella. It's called Farmhouse Summer. And I love these mega pads because you get 48 sheets of paper in them. And this one is just such a great paper pad. I love all the colors in this, especially for spring and summer. And so I did use that. And you can get these over on the Echo Park website. And they do a lot of clearance where you can get them at good prices. The other things that I used this Bumblebee, let's see, what is it called? It's called the Stay Beautiful Stamps and Dies from My Creative Time. And I used these pretty scallop circles, the pretty scallop rectangles, and then these XOXO border dies, all from My Creative Time. As you know, we did a huge release this past week of the entire April release, all sorts of projects from all the designers. And through tonight at midnight, you can get 15% off using one of the affiliate codes from the design team. Mine is Jill, but please spread the love among all the designers. You get 15% off through midnight tonight, and then it reverts back to 10%, which is our everyday discount amount when you apply the code at checkout, okay? The last couple things that I did use a circle die from IO called Wacky Stitched Circles, and this is one by Anna White, and these have this beautiful stitching in them. And then I also use this oval die set from MFG Stamps, and this one has stitching like little X's in it, if you can see. So, and I just have a name on it? No. All right, so those are all the dies and papers that I used. And I need to grab a drink of water really quick. Hold on. It's warm here today. And I did use a couple papers from Iralamija shop also. And I think I mentioned her code, my code for Iralamija shop. I've been mentioning it since the beginning of April is JILLAPR15. You can get 15% off of all of Betty's new files in her shop. So I'm going to start with the card where I used a paper file that I've had for many years from her shop. Okay, so let's start with that. And it's also the Recipe Stamp Club stamp. So I love this little People Puppy Chow stamp. It's just so, so cute. And I had so much fun coloring it. I did add a little bit of white gel pen, also details to the puppy. And I added some crystal glitter to the bone. And then also down in the, I don't know if you can see it, but in the gingham paper that I added at the bottom, I did put a little bit of diamond or crystal stickles in all of the white spaces so that it really sort of catches the light. And I colored this with Copic markers. I added a little tiny bow that I made with a strip of felt. If you cut wool felt very thin and then pull on it a little bit to lengthen it, you can tie bows with it. So I tied a little bow with just a piece of felt and added that onto the puppy. And this is the beautiful paper that's from Iralamija shop on Etsy. This is a file I've had for many years. I think she still has it in the shop, but I'm not sure. I'm going to try and link things down below. If I can find it in her shop, I will link it. Otherwise, you just need to go look through her shop. She has so many files, and there's so many beautiful papers. I did have some people asking me whether you can get her papers printed whether she sells them printed out or whether they're available anywhere in paper pads. They are not right now, as far as I know. I wish it was something that Betty would pursue, but we all have our, when you have a small business, you're doing probably as much as you can every day already. So I did make some recommendations of other paper companies that you can look at their papers. Mintay is a good one. I'm trying to think who else has kind of the floral papers that are printed. So, probably the best way is to just go to scrapbook.com or another large paper retailer and type in floral papers and just kind of go through the papers and see what strikes your fancy. You can also go to some of the larger big box stores and look for individual papers that have that shabby feeling that you're looking for. But Lemoncraft, Mintay, there are several paper companies that do make kind of a more floral or shabby chic sort of paper. So I hope that helps a little bit for the people that were asking. But anyway, this is one of my favorite floral papers that she has in her store, and I think it goes so well with this gingham paper. And so I just did a very simple card. This is a 5x7 card, not a A2. It's an A6, I think, 5x7 or A7. Anyway, so this is a 5x7 card, and that is because these recipe stamps are always bigger than an A2. So just be aware of that if you're purchasing stamps. Often the recipe stamps need to be put on a bigger card. And the reason is these were really made more to be a recipe for like a recipe book, to actually stamp it out, make it, and then put it in a recipe book. So anyway, that's kind of why they're made bigger. So that was my first card. And again, those papers are from Iralamija shop. Here's the card that I did using that adorable stamp in the round. And I just love how this turned out. I used some rustic cream cardstock to stamp my stamps on. And then I colored with Copic markers. I did add some of that crystal stickles just to add some sparkle to the card. I put a little bit of it in some of the circles on this polka dot paper. And then this is an MFT paper scrap that I had in my stash. And I just had a little piece of paper left. So I used some of it on the front and some on the back. I did stamp one of the paw prints on the back and color that in with Copics also. And then you can see how I cut the bone away from that stamp I showed you. If you cut it out, it just looks like the bone has a bite taken out of it. So I like the way that looks. I thought it was really cute. and a really cute birthday card. And then inside, I stamped the bone going down the side of the card. This is the XOXO border die from My Creative Time. And then I just added a little strip of that polka dot paper. And again, I've been doing a lot of scrap cards right now. These were all just scraps that were sitting in my scrap bin. And I just had so much fun coloring these cute images. I love this little happy birthday bone. I just think that's so cute. So that's my second card. And then my third card, I actually did the little girl puppy with her little bow in her hair. And on this one, I did a background piece where I took some of her paw prints and the little bone, and I made an entire background. Then I colored it, and once I had it colored, I cut it with the XOXO border dies. And then I made that the background of this card. I used a blush pink cardstock from Paper Tray Ink to better match this little bow that I had colored in. And I love the little sentiment, doggone, hope you feel better soon. And then this is that pretty scallop circle die from My Creative Time. And then this die with the little stitching is the circle dies from Anna White and IO Stamps. So I love how this one turned out. It's so fresh and, just really sweet. So I love that. And I just added a little detail to the inside, and then on the back I stamped another one of the little paw prints, and I added the rest of the aperture for the circle onto the back of the card. So that's my third card. And let's go like this. We'll go like that. And then lastly, I did my ladybug card all in red. And this one again is a theme from Two Crafters, One Design. And this image is so cute. I love this puppy looking down at the ladybug. I just colored it with Copic markers and kept it really, really simple. Used one of the smaller XOXO border dies to create my little focal point. I added the Happy Spring sentiment from that Stay Beautiful stamp set from My Creative Time. I tied a little bow with just some red seam binding. And this is one of the papers from that beautiful paper pad. It's a floral print that's in that paper pad from Cartabella. And then this red and white gingham was in my scrap bin, and I just added a little bit of crystal stickles to a lot of the white, little white squares in the gingham so that there's some sparkle when you pick this card up. And then when you open it up, it has the XOXO border die and another little strip of the paper inside. And then on the back, I left this here, and I will add one of my labels to the back of the card that my friend Susan made me. So I'll just go like that to finish the cards off. So those are my cards, all 4 of them, for this issue of Saturday Morning Makes on a Sunday. This is kind of a bonus issue. I did miss a week in there because I was away, and I needed to get this assignment done because I have another assignment coming this week for their stamps. Their stamps were running a bit behind. The manufacturer got behind. So that's why we're going to have Stamp Ambassador posts from everybody almost back to back. So I hope you guys enjoyed seeing these adorable little puppy cards. And Dianna Marcum, as always, Dianna has hit it out of the park with her sweet little drawings and all of the images that she produces. She also sells images digitally in her Etsy shop. If you're a digital paper craft, Dianna Marcum does have an Etsy shop that you can link to, I believe, through her Instagram page, or just search her name on Etsy. And there are some digital images that you can also purchase. So just be aware of that. If you're a digital crafter and you prefer that, there are options. And I hope you just, totally enjoyed seeing my take on this. Be sure you hop around to the rest of the Stamp Ambassador team to see what they're creating also. And remember that it's Ladybug Week for Two Crafters, One Design. So much fun. I want to thank Melissa, Gloria, and Lisa for all they do for this community. And I hope you guys have a wonderful Sunday. And I will be back with you to share more art as soon as I can. Everybody take good care. My heart and prayers are with everybody that's struggling right now. And I hope we can all choose joy. And at this beautiful time of year, as the snow begins melting everywhere and spring comes forward, I hope that you guys can enjoy the sights and sounds of this wonderful season. All right. Bye now.